Why don't you voice over him? His voice over.
Remember this one, Nick.
Segoviano.
Okay, so what do I do? Oh, no, just keep going. You started.
I'm talking now. Welcome to Inside Fort Worth Business, Fort Worth's only video magazine focused on telling the stories of the faces of the city and cultivating business. I'm your host, Chris Quinn. We've got a great show lined up for you today with Cynthia Segoviano of the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. We're going to talk about that new partnership and the importance of telling the stories of the Hispanic community and also sharing our content on the Hispanic website. We're also going to talk to Arlene Gale, who's a business writing coach who's written over 1,000 articles, business articles, and talk about what's your biggest asset, and that's your ability to tell your story. We've got Daniel Smiley, who is a motivational speaker, who is with InFocus, who's the CEO, and he's going to talk us about how to be the best you can be. And Tim Cordian, who's going to talk us about technology, engagement, and recruiting, and how you kind of bring that all together. This week on Inside Fort Worth Business, and that's 4 good reasons you should be tuning in. And then we're all about people this week. If I can talk, we're all about people this week, but that's what we're really doing this week. And we've had a great week of live video. I don't know if you're with us for the Women in Technology Conference, which was great, which was put on by the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, which is a great event. I don't know if you got a chance to see it. Go back and see it on Fort Worth Today. And we also had a great little blurb with John Hernandez talking about the progress of the Hispanic Chamber and all the great things they're doing. Really excited about this partnership we've got going on, and I've got Cynthia with us today who's going to talk to us about that. Cynthia, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me, Chris.
And Cynthia, help me with your last name.
Segoviano.
Segoviano, and I'm working on that so hard
That's
to get
okay.
that. Yeah, it's taken some time.
You're
Tell
not-
us what you do at the chamber exactly.
I work with a team that focuses on technology and economics.
Great. And how long have you been doing that?
I've been there for 2 years almost.
That's great. Now, you guys are very progressive and doing lots of really cool things. Let's talk a little bit about the Hispanic Chamber, and let's talk about this partnership first of all.
Well, we think this partnership is important, one, because we both believe and find importance and value businesses, but also because we're both very forward-thinking organizations, and that's something that I recognized very early on, and so we're very excited about this partnership. We believe that more of these partnerships are important in order to truly foster a welcoming environment for entrepreneurs, existing businesses, and potentially outside businesses.
Yeah, there's so many great stories to be told in the Hispanic community.
Right.
We're really excited about going out and telling some of these stories, and it was really fun going out to the breakfast this last week. Let's talk a little bit about the breakfast, the Women in Technology breakfast.
Right, so we also wanted to highlight women that are trailblazers within our community. We find that's very important, not only to recognize them from our perspective, but also to inspire other younger women into understanding that those fields such as software engineering and electrical engineering, that they're not so far ahead and far away from us, and that it's something that's attainable.
Great, great. What are you most excited about telling these stories of the Hispanic community?
I think just the really inclusion of all entrepreneurs within the community and sharing the fact that we're actually all very similar. We all have very similar values and goals and objectives. I am particularly proud about my community being one of the hardest working communities that I've ever met, and so that's something that I'm very, very excited about sharing.
Yeah, it was fun talking to John and kind of hearing his vision of the fact that he's been there 2 years, and he was really singing praise for the millennial staff and the fact that he worked for you all and kind of the things, some of the things that you guys were doing. It's really an exciting time.
It is very exciting, and I think that's probably what makes John a very good leader, is that he knows how to take a back seat and also allow new ideas to come in. And he's very much a leader that, and all of us are, we are a team. There's nobody that's above or below, and everyone's ideas are just as valuable as everyone else's. And that's actually made us have the success that we've had in doubling our membership within the last year and a half. So we've done some pretty good things.
Yeah, it's a great little segment that we did. It's about 5 minutes long, and it's on Fort Worth Today. So if you get a chance, please go and check out that segment. I think that you'll really enjoy it. Now let's talk about the other cool thing is we're going to be able to take our content and be able to share it on the Hispanic Chamber website. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, any platform that is promoting entrepreneurs and that is respecting and recognizing them, we are really proud to partner with and to share and to support. And so that's something that's very exciting for both of us, I believe, because the broader of an audience that we can reach with these messages of inspiration, motivation, and resources, which are critical. You know, we do have a lot of workshops, seminars, such as the one that you attended recently. Then of course the only people who benefit are the entrepreneurs, and so for us that's a win.
Yeah, I want to say what a great job Marianne Dufresne did moderating that.
Marianne's amazing.
Yeah, she really did a fantastic
Yeah.
job. The other thing I want to talk about is when we talk how important that distribution is to get that content out there. When you say entrepreneurs, we also have a lot of small businesses that we want to talk to because they're the heart and soul of our community.
Absolutely, entrepreneurs and small businesses are the spine of our community, and so they're critical for us to reach out to them, to involve them in what we're doing, and to just have them be a part of everything that
Right.
we've got going on. Yeah.
Great. Well, it's lots of exciting things going on at the Hispanic Chamber, and we're really excited about this partnership and all the exciting things. And then it's all about people, right?
Absolutely.
And
yes.
people make the difference in how progressive things are and how things that are really happening. So
Right, and it doesn't have to be two separate worlds. Progress doesn't have to be separate from the past. Progress can be combined, and both can have a respectful place. And so we're trying to kind of understand that medium, that healthy medium between respecting the past and still acknowledging that things change, and being welcoming to that.
Great.
Just as I think you're doing a great job of. So we're excited to be here. Thank you so much.
Well, we're thrilled you're a fan.
Yes.
We're very excited about getting out and telling these stories of the Hispanic community, and I'm looking forward to working on A, my pronunciation,
Okay.
and B, my Spanish, right? That's one of the things I want to continue to work on to get better and better. So we're thrilled you were here today, and we look forward to seeing you, more and more of you, and have a great week, and thanks for being thank you and the Fort Worth Hispanic Chamber for being a partner of Fort Worth Today and Inside Fort Worth Business.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Great segment. Great people over there. If you're not familiar with the Fort Worth Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, please put them on your radar. Check out their website. They do a great job. Check out them on social media. They do a great job. You can follow them. What is your biggest asset? I think it's your ability to tell your story. And how do you tell your story? How do you communicate your message? How do we do that today? Well, the next person has done that for over 30 years. But there's one problem. She's only 29 years old, and she's been very, very successful doing it. In 2006, she was awarded the Small Business Champion Award for doing so. She's written over 1,000 business articles. My next guest is Arlene Gale. Arlene, how are you?
I'm great, thank you.
Terrific.
Sometimes you don't have to tell everything. It's new math. It's new
Great.
math.
Arlene Gale is a business writing coach, and she has done it. She's a TCU grad.
I am. Yes.
And last week, it's all about TCU. We were about energy last week. If you didn't see our energy episode, go back and watch it. It was a great episode.
I'll go find it.
Yeah, good stuff. You are a business writing coach.
I am.
I think it's all. I think if I could write, it's your greatest asset ever. You can write your way to Hollywood. You can tell your story. How did you get into writing?
I've always had a passion for writing. I kept journals since I was about 10 years old. It was a way for me to process what was going on in my life, and I just kind of kept doing it in business. I started writing I specialize in nonfiction, and I started writing for engineering companies and bankers and financiers and investors, and started writing biographies. And I have a passion for writing. It's something that comes easy for me, and it's fun. And when I tell people that I'm a writer, they look at me like, oh, she's a little nuts.
Right.
But I am a lot nuts, but I love writing.
Right. Now let's talk about why writing is such an important asset to be successful.
Well, communication in general is such an important asset, but when you're an expert, you go into business to share that expertise, and writing your message to open doors to your peer group, to reach more potential clients, to get more media exposure, all of those things then positively impact the bottom line. But you have to write a book and communicate your message in the written word so that it's top quality, because that reflects then on who you are and what you do. But what makes me unique is not just that you're writing a top quality book that you're proud to put your name on, but I am an expert in marketing, so I'm going to help you write a book that's top quality that you can actually then sell.
Right, right.
So that's important.
So I guess a lot of people want to write books.
They do.
Right. And I guess a lot of people want to write books in a day.
Yes.
Let's talk about that.
Oh gosh. Yes, don't get me started. Writing a book in a day, a lot of people see those advertisements on social media, and it really comes down to the definition of a book. Write a book in a day. You can do that for a guidebook, something that's like 3 steps to, or 7 ways, whatever. And you can do that in a weekend, but you really have to look at who is your target market, and that takes time. So for me, again, it's not about the time you invest as much as it is making sure that you get a quality product that's usable for your target market, that it communicates the message that you want to communicate. So there are guidebooks that are 20 to 30 pages. There are tip books used for marketing. And then there's the 50 to 100,000 word bestsellers. So it just depends on what your definition of your book is and what you want to do with it. So many people that write books don't think about, why am I writing the book? What am I going to do with it? And as a marketing expert, I make sure that you don't short sheet yourself. You don't cheat the process by not thinking about that. Marketing is so important at the very beginning.
So is a book something that's going to help me grow my business?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You want to know how?
Yeah.
It will, because, if you're an expert and nobody knows you exist, what good are you doing? And most people that go into business, they're an expert. They want to communicate their skills, their gifts, their expertise. So having a book, again, will put your message out in the world so that people are going to see you as more credible, because you not only are an expert in your field, but you can communicate that message. So if you want to open doors into your peer group because you've developed a better mousetrap or a better process for whatever, a book's going to get that message out there. If you're trying to reach more potential clients, for example, I'm amazed at how many people go out and speak and they have no book. How do you book speaking engagements if people don't understand what your message is? And media exposure like this gets your message out to more and more people. And all of that together provides credibility, provides an extra source of income. It's just, there's so much credibility and power in writing your message.
Okay, so writing the book is going to absolutely help my business and grow. What's the first step? What's the first thing I need to do?
Well, the first thing I do with my clients is find out, why do you want to write a book? And who is your target market? Because again, so many people write a book and they have this book in their hand and then they say, okay, so who's going to buy it? Where am I going to sell it? Well, you know that old saying about putting a round peg into a square hole? So they've written a round book and now they're beating square people over the head to buy this book. That's not the right target market. So you have to really think about, who's your target market, what is your message, and how do we make sure we pinpoint that at the very beginning before we write anything else, and then we make sure we stay focused on that all the way through the process.
What do you love most about what you do?
Oh, I love hearing people's stories, and I love helping them communicate their passion by using my passion for writing.
How do I make my book sellable? Because everyone thinks they have a great story,
Oh,
right?
yeah. Well, it has to be quality, and you have to make sure you're clear on who is your target market. When you know who your target market is and what your key message is, because a lot of us have multiple books in us, but you can only do one at a time. And so if you're clear on who your specific target market is and what your message is, and you focus on that, laser focus on that book, get it out there, make sure it's good quality, so it's got good content, and it's got good editing, a great original cover, and it's something you're passionate about, it's going to sell itself. You don't have to sell your book if you do it right from the very beginning.
Arlene Gale, the book writing business coach, she can help you tell your story. She's done it. She's huge into social media. Where can we find you?
Well, the best place to find me and connect with me is on my website, bookwritingbusiness.com. And if you go to the very bottom of the homepage, you'll find my guidebook. So download it and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. And I'm on Facebook at Book Writing Business. You can find me on LinkedIn and Twitter, Arlene Gale. That's ARLENE GALE. Keep it simple.
Yeah, she's also on LinkedIn.
I am on LinkedIn.
She's on LinkedIn. Does a great job on LinkedIn. Really getting out there, telling her story. Great writer, great communicator. You can find her all around, but it's all about telling your story, and everyone thinks they can write, right? And everyone thinks they can write everything. That's the great thing about it, all right?
Yeah, you know, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not going to tell you the law. I'm not an accountant. I'm going to hire an accountant. I'm not a lot of things, but I'm a great writer. So whatever you're great at, let me help you write your message in a way that makes you proud and builds your business.
Darlene Gale, the book writing business coach. Find her. Thank you for being
Thank
here.
you.
Look forward to seeing you again.
I hope so. I'm looking forward to it too. Thank you.
Absolutely. Great. Hey, I love talking about people, and it's great to hear people's story because everyone wants to figure out how to tell their story today, but you've got to figure out how to put it in writing to tell your story, right? And if you can't figure out how to effectively tell your story, I don't want to say you're SOL, but you are SOL, brothers and sisters. Hey, great. You're going to be excited about this next one. Daniel Smiley's in the house, and he is here to tell us about what makes you you. He's on social media. I looked at his message last night. He's going to talk to us about getting motivated. Daniel, he is with InFocus. Tell me the name of your company, InFocus.
Yeah, InFocus Staffing.
Okay, because you do a lot of different things,
Yeah,
right? You're a business coach.
Yep.
You're a speaker.
Yep.
You're a motivator.
Yes.
But mainly, you help people get on track.
Yeah, at the end of the day, we all have an ability to be amazing people and do amazing things. I think that the big challenge that people have is they just don't realize it, right? So we all have a past, places we've come from, things that have become kind of stumbling blocks in our lives. But there are three primary things that I absolutely love helping people to realize. One, I want people to discover that they have the ability to become amazing. We all do, right? That's number one. Number two, I want to help them uncover their gifts, their talents, their abilities, the thing that they have been created to contribute to this amazing world that we're in. And then I want to help them understand the steps that they can take to become their very best, because it's pretty simple, right? Just one small adjustment in their life, one small thing they can do, change in their thinking, can help make humongous changes in their lives. And so many of us are blocked by our past, maybe some of the things that we call failures. I call them hiccups, maybe trips.
Right.
And we allow those things to stop us, but we all have the ability to do amazing things in this world.
But you're all about the road work.
That's exactly correct.
You're not. I watch your messages.
That's right. Yeah.
You're not about just show up.
Yeah, I do not believe in overnight success. I don't believe in that. I don't believe that you can become successful again overnight, and it's just kind of something that just happened. I believe that if you're going to be successful at anything in life, you're going to have to put in the work. In fact, there was a study I saw that said in order to become an expert at anything, you have to contribute at least 10,000 hours to it first. Now what that means is if you've only put in 100 hours, then you're probably not going to be very good, right? 1,000 hours means that you'll have some proficiency at it, but you're just kind of getting your sea legs under you. When you get to that 5,000, 10,000, 20,000 hours of time that you've contributed to something, then you can become an expert. But if you are not willing to put in the work, then you're not going to get results, and that's just the story.
Right. So it's all about the action,
That's right.
and you're a huge believer in example by action.
That's exactly correct.
You just can't show up. So I'm a big believer. People want to talk about it, and we might go to a seminar every couple of years,
Right.
But then it's typically because something's led us to that.
Yeah. So and there's a lot going on nowadays. When I was growing up, there was radio, so you had to create an imagination to kind of paint a picture to become whatever it is you want to become. Now with social media and internet, and everybody has essentially a computer in their phone, we see a lot of glitz and glam, lights, camera. We see a lot of that going on, and people actually, because they see that, believe that they can become that as well. Now, what they don't know is they don't know the backstory, right? So they don't know how much work a person had to put in, how many hours they had to put in order to get there. They just believe that if that person has done it, or that's the kind of life that they're living, I can live that exact same life. In fact, a lot of people are actually selling that nowadays as well. Do this for a very short time and you can have this great wealth. And again, I'm not saying that some of those things are not true, but the great majority of us, we are going to have to put in the work and to make things happen in our lives. And can I share one thing really quickly? Because I believe that there's an easy way to do it, an easy pathway towards success. Again, it's not overnight, but there's an easier way to it. And there are three things that I really tell people that they need to understand. One, what is your passion, right? The thing that gets you out of bed at night, that makes your heart leap, that you would do with everything in you for free, right? What is that passion? Okay, if you can discover that, doing it is a whole lot easier. For you, it might be things like this. For me, it's speaking, helping people to get jobs, those kind of things. Once you've discovered what your passion is, the thing that drives you, right? The very next thing is you have to learn to focus. Now, focus actually takes discipline. It's akin to a horse being in busy downtown New York with blinders on. You have to learn how to not allow things to disturb you, right? And then finally, once you're passionate and you're focused, right, you're going to have to be committed and put in the work. You're going to have to make things happen. If you don't do those things, then nothing in your life is going to happen. So discovering your passion makes things a whole lot easier for you to focus and make things happen in your life.
It's all about passion, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Figure out what you're in love with, and
That's right.
and then run with it.
Exactly.
It is. That's great stuff, Daniel. And I really enjoy. We have 70 mutual connections.
And as I said before, the bigger our circle gets, the smaller our circle becomes.
When I called Daniel, I said, "Will you be on?" He says, "Where do I need to be there?" And I'm there.
Yeah, that's right. What time and where? I'll
That's
be
right.
there.
Where can we find you?
So I'm all over the internet and social media. Obviously, I do have a website. DanielSmileySpeaks.com is my public speaking site. If you're interested in jobs or connecting with great companies, you can go to my staffing website, which is infocusstaffing.net. If you want to catch me on social media, and I post a video a day, some sort of motivational speaking video each day. Instagram, it's Daniel Smiley Speaks. On Facebook, it's Daniel Smiley Speaks. And on LinkedIn, if you just type in Daniel Smiley, you'll see me there. And I love to hear from you. I love to talk to you and see what I can do to help you become your very best.
You've got great messaging.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you for being with us today. Great. Good stuff. It's really good. I mean, I think I like having that messaging each and every day, something I can turn to. So please follow Daniel Smiley to get that daily motivational message. Hey, we're talking about engagement. We're talking about technology. We're talking about recruitment. We're talking to Tim. Help me with that last name. Cordion. Tim Cordion is in the house. Tim is a friend of mine. I think of you as a marathoner.
Not anymore.
He's a
Busy.
busy. Tim is a talent acquisition specialist,
Manager, yeah.
manager,
Yeah.
but
Talent,
specialist.
Yeah, same
Yeah.
thing.
Same thing. He's
I find people.
he finds people.
I find people.
He finds people, and he's here to talk to us about the emergence of engagement, technology, recruitment, and how that all has kind of changed today.
Sure. I mean, with the diminishing labor supply, growing demand for labor market, it's important that employers and businesses really be focused on the three fundamentals. Start with the basics, move to a great process, and leverage technology.
Great. But when we originally talked, I was thinking, millennials have made us kind of go through that shift to try to think that we have to be thinking that way. But you're saying that's not necessarily the case.
Well, what I'm saying is millennials don't really want anything different than the rest of us have always wanted. We want jobs that make a difference. We want leadership, not management. And as Daniel Smiley mentioned, we want to do what we're passionate about. Right? We grew up in a generation where you had to be passionate about what we were doing, but in today's market, with the demand for jobs and the lack of supply, millennials finally have the power to demand what we've always wanted, and that's the difference. They don't really want anything different than us. They just finally have economic power and the braveness to ask for it,
Yeah.
demand it.
Yeah, it just seems like if engagement, that if there's so much out there now,
Right.
and
right.
that there's so many options for us that at the fingertips, especially with LinkedIn. I mean, I'm talking about Daniel. 70 mutual connections.
Right.
I always try to encourage young people to get dialed into LinkedIn, and there's just kind of that blank stare of like,
Right.
why would I ever need LinkedIn?
Right. Well, there's so many social media options, right? And what's hot today will be not hot tomorrow. But it all starts with having a great brand. You have to start with who you are, where you want to be, and to start really exploring and engaging in saying that.
Yeah. Talk about your virtual newspaper.
So you can use Paperly to gather content. You can't just call people and say, I want you to apply now, right? You have to engage them. You have to be telling a story. You have to supply something of value, or they'll just tune you out. So Paperly is a great option. It allows you to aggregate content and push it out so that people are seeing something other than you just saying, hey, here's my job.
Right. What do you love most about recruiting young people today?
Oh, if you spend any time on a college campus or around young people, then it's infectious. There's an amazing amount of spirit and energy around them. They're at the first part of their career, so it's really an engaging time to spend with them.
Great. The biggest challenge?
Setting yourself apart and being able to really tell a story that's compelling, because they have so many options available to them that they can really start to place the demand out there. So having something that says to them, I'm the employer of choice. And so how are you going to compete on that? Where is your competitive advantage that makes that person want to go towards you?
Right. Yeah, that's interesting, Tim, because I just think about with the kids today and how they kind of position themselves and all the options they have and how they use social media. It's really interesting how your kind of position is kind of talent acquisition, because it seems like there's a lot of jobs, but they're kind of very picky about the jobs that they're interested in.
Well, they are, and they have the opportunity to do that. And it's not just them; it's not just millennials. The labor statistics: 4% unemployment, even lower in some places. Seattle is 3%. So the ability to do that becomes important, not just for millennials, but for all generations of workers.
Great. Where can we find you?
The easiest place is at HR Whale on Twitter,
Okay.
or LinkedIn, Timothy, and it's KOIRTYOHANN.
Great. And what do you love most about what you do?
Oh, I love putting people to work and connecting with people and sharing the opportunities to help them.
Great. Good market right now?
It's a great market.
Terrific. Thanks for being here.
You bet. I
Great to
appreciate
see
it.
you.
Thanks,
Terrific.
and thanks for all the wonderful people that you interviewed today. It's great listening to them.
Great. Yeah, it was really good. Great having people on, isn't it?
Yeah.
Terrific. Good
Thanks.
to see you.
Appreciate it.
Terrific. Hey, great show today. It's all about people, right? And I want to give a shout out to Brian Potee. Just want to let you know I was thinking about you, Brian. Been meaning to do that for a couple of weeks now. Great show today on Inside Fort Worth Business. Thank you all for being here on Facebook and on YouTube each and every week at 12 noon sharp. Please tune in. If you like what you're seeing, please share our content. We appreciate the support. It's so important to our growth each and every week. We're here every week at noon, cultivating business, telling the stories of the community. Thrilled about our new partnership with the Fort Worth Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. We hope you have a great week. We look forward to seeing you next week at 12 noon. Thank you for being here.